Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on BetCraft. Another very wonderful Thursday morning, and once again, we are back with our predictions right on this very channel. As usual, always what we do, looking at football games that are happening across the globe, and also getting statistics of these matches. Getting from the history and using those stats. We will always use it to make verdicts on the matches that is happening today. All right, that's what we're going to do in a short while. And yesterday we had 5 games, and it was 3 that actually saw success yesterday. Wasn't our standard, but we are hoping that today, with the 6 games that we have today, we're going to do very well and hopefully, win the entire thing that we are predicting today. So in a total, we'll be looking at the matches one after the other, but I want to ask this before. So coming across our video for the first time, if you're yet to subscribe, take out time to hit the button right now so that you don't miss out on our football match predictions that will always happen on this very channel on a daily basis. Also remember to, check our Telegram channel for updates as well. All right. That being said, without further ado, we head to the business of today, and we start with the 41st match. It is in English Premier League. We have Nottingham Forest who will be coming up against Brentford. Okay, and when we take a look at the stats for each of these two teams, we could see that for Nottingham Forest, it is 2 wins in the last 6 matches and a draw, but also they have lost 3 games out of the last 6 games. And for Brentford, they have had 2 wins, 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 recent matches that they had. When you look at how these two teams fared for home and away basis, you see Nottingham Forest have actually won 5 games and 3 draws, losing 2 matches in the last 10 home matches, and away side Brentford as well, winning 5 games, 2 draws, and also losing 3 matches in the last 10 away matches that they had. All right, and when you look at properly at the table for between these two sides, you can see that Nottingham Forest will be needing this match much more. Seeing that they've actually, with a win here, we actually push them in top 4 in the English Premier League, and they'll be looking to do very well and take this match very serious. But for Brentford, a lose or a win will not do much for them. They're not aspiring to, get into the top 4 or anything. They are actually comfortably at the middle of the table, and we'll be expecting the home side, Nottingham Forest, who actually won the last meeting between these two sides from away in December. We're winning by 2 goals to nothing on that occasion. So we expect the home side here, Nottingham Forest, to not lose, and we expect to see home side either winning or draw, and yet under 4.5 in this very one. So home win or draw, and under 4, that's what we expect for that very game. And the next that we have for you today is in Europa League, where we have Atletico Bilbao, who will be facing Manchester United. Okay, for Bilbao, in the last 6 games, I've seen them winning 3 and drawing 2, also losing 1 out of the last 6 matches that they had. And away side, Manchester United, on the other hand, have won just once, and they've had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And on home and away basis, you can see Bilbao have done so very well from home, winning 7 games out of the last 10 home matches, and also having 3 draws. They've not lost a single match playing from home. And away side, Manchester United have had just 3 victories and 4 draws in the last 10 away games, but have lost 3 matches. Okay, and looking at how they fared on head-to-head basis, last time the Bolton's met was 2 years ago, and it was a 1-1 draw on that occasion. And prior to that, we saw them defeating Manchester United last time they played from home, and that was actually in 2012. And we saw them beating Manchester United by 2 goals to 1 on that occasion. And in this very one, we are going for the home side that could be Bilbao, who have not lost in the last 10 home matches, to not lose. So it is Bilbao to either win or draw, and yet you're going to see under 4.5 in this very one. So home win or draw and under 4.5, that's what we expect for that very game. Okay, and the next that we have for you today is in Denmark Cup, where we have Viborg, who will be coming up against Copenhagen. Okay, for Viborg, it is 3 victories and 3 draws out of the last 6 games, and the away side Copenhagen have had 4 victories as well as 2 losses in the last 6 matches. Okay, the performances from home and away basis. Okay, you could see that Viborg have actually been able to achieve 7 victories and 2 draws in the last 10 home matches, and they've also had 1 loss as well. And also quite noticeable is the fact that all the matches that they've had have actually produced both sides scoring 9 times out of 10 in the last 10 home matches, and that there's been always a lot of goals. And away side Copenhagen have also won 4 matches and a draw. They've actually lost 5 games in the last 10 away games, and also 6 games out of the last 10 away games for Copenhagen also produced over 2.5 as well as goal both sides scoring on that occasion. So on a head-to-head basis, you can see The last time both teams met was Viborg, who actually won. That was in March, and they won against Copenhagen by 3-2, both sides scoring and also lots of goals in that very match. Okay, but prior to that, we also saw them playing at a 1-1 draw. As a matter of fact, the last three head-to-head meetings for both sides produced over goal, both sides scoring actually, and in this very one we will expect both sides scoring as well in this very one. So it is a go, both sides to score. That's on Friday for that very game. Okay, and the next is in Egypt. Premier League, where we have Cleopatra, who will be up against the National Bank of Egypt. Okay, for the home side, Cleopatra. All right, they've been able to achieve 4 victories and a draw in the last 6 matches. Okay, they've also lost 1 out of those 6 games that they had, and the away side, National Bank of Egypt, have won 3 games and 2 draws, losing 1 as well in the last 6 games that they had so far. And when you look at how these two teams fared from home and away basis, Cleopatra have done very well from home, having won 6 games and 2 draws in the last 10 home games. They've also been able to, they've lost 2 matches as well, you know. And also, when you take a look at the last 6 games that they've had from home, it has produced over 2.5, and they've actually been averaging, 4 goals per match in the last 6 home matches that they had so far. Rather, 3 goals per match in the last 6 home games that they had. They've been scoring a lot of goals. And away side, National Bank of Egypt also have done very well from away as well, having won 6 matches in the last 10 away games from away. They've also had 10. They've also had 2 draws as well as 2 losses, and also they've been scoring, averaging a minimum of 2 goals per away game. All right, it is a team that scores a lot, and the last meeting between these two sides saw Cleopatra winning from away on that occasion. That was in December of last year by 2-1 against this very side. Prior to that, we saw National Bank of Egypt also beating this Cleopatra by 5-0 from away. All right, that tells you that the meetings between these two sides actually always produce a lot of goals, and we are going for goals in this one, and we expect to see a minimum of 3 goals in this very encounter, and over 2.5. That's what we expect for that very game. Okay, and the next game that we have for you today is in Morocco, first division, where we have RSB Bane, who will be up against Difa El Jadida. Okay, when you look at Bane, the home side, in the last 6 matches, they've actually won 4 games and 2 losses. They've lost 2 games out of those 6 or 7 games. And away side, El Jadida have won 4 games as well, losing 1 and drawing 1 in the last 6 matches that they had. And when you take a look at how they fared from home and away basis, you can see that Bane, the home side, have won 7 games and have had 3 draws. They've not lost any single match in the last 10 home matches. All right, and away side, on the other hand, El Jadida have managed to achieve 2 victories and 4 draws, but have lost 4 matches in the last 10 away games. Okay, on head-to-head basis, you see the last time both teams met was a 1-1 draw, and prior to that, we also saw them playing at a 0-0 draw. And the last 2 meetings also saw Jadida playing from home on those occasions. But the last time, Bane played from home, they actually won, by 1-0 against this very side. So in this very encounter, we're expecting the home side Bane to not lose, and we expect to see the home side either winning or draw, and yet or no 4.5 in this very one. Okay, that's on Friday for that very game. Okay, that brings our predictions for you today on betcraft to a conclusion. We wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Also, remember to play responsibly, as these are football games, sometimes they may carry some level of surprises. That being said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out on our games. But until that time, keep winning.